baby. Welcome, everybody, to the first Monday in April Metaphysical Chat Livestream. So happy that you're here. Tonight, we're going to talk about some deep topics. I hope you brought some exciting questions. I've got a new channeled message that I'm going to share with you. And super excited to get started. I see we have a few people already here. Allison, awesome. You brought your metaphysical question. We will be getting to that shortly. Who else is here? Pop in and say hello. Let me know that you're here. Want to kind of just hang out for a couple minutes, let a few more folks get here before I share the channeled message. Let me know if you've had a chance to listen to Metatron's April forecast. There were some pretty interesting things in there as well. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting month, mixed bag of tricks, he called it. Now, so far, I just see Allison in chat. Okay. Yay, Felicity and Elena. There you are. Awesome. More people coming in. Perfect. Oh, hey, Leo. Glad you could join us. Awesome. Adela, welcome. So Adela, yours is kind of hovering on the line between metaphysical and personal. So we'll let that one go. But if you've got something you want to know personal, make sure you wrap it up in a metaphysical question so that it qualifies, because people were giving me feedback that they came for metaphysical and all they heard was about people wanting to move or receive money or sell their house or things like that, and they were disappointed. So we want to give people what they're here looking for. And it's also a great opportunity for us to delve into any kind of questions you have about the cosmos. No matter what it is, let's ask it and see what the angels have to share with us. Now, tonight, because it's metaphysical, I'll be asking whomever wants to come in and answer the questions for us rather than speaking to your personal team, because it's not a personal question, it's a metaphysical for the group. So hopefully that makes sense. Hi, Tammy, Letty, Angela. Awesome. Okay, that's exciting. So we've got 14 people here now. So I think I'll go ahead and deliver to you the short message that I got earlier today, which includes a beautiful prayer. So it's a perfect way for us to open up our gathering tonight and start it out with the right energy. So bear with me while I get it up here in front where I can read it. So here we go. And the really cool thing about this, I set a time and date stamp when I started the session, and it was 3:33. Those angel numbers, they just keep popping up everywhere. I wasn't even aware of that until I finished the message and came back and saw the timestamp on it. So it's just one more God wink to say, hey, we're with you and we are helping you in all kinds of ways you aren't even aware of. So let's see. Debbie, welcome. Awesome. So here is the message from today. I started out again by hearing that song, God Save the People, from Godspell. And then the message began, indeed, God save the people. Save them with love, if not with action. Bubbles of love to lift them up, to ask for and expect more of themselves and their team. Don't set your expectations so low. You can and ought to have more. Rise and receive. Allow yourselves to bask in the glory of the one true God who desires the utmost beneficence for you. Please accept this love and positive intention as your platform upon which to stand as you reach for the heavens, metaphorically speaking for now, but one day it will be literal. Today is not that day, though. Sing, shout, break yourself out of this malaise that has for so long kept you a prisoner of limiting beliefs. Simply being in a body does not change the nature of your beingness. You are still and always a divine soul, capable of journeying outside your body while simultaneously occupying your body. How's that for a contradiction? And then they laughed. Sense of humor cropping up. More awaits when you open yourself up. You are capable of magical alchemical feats. The understanding and knowledge exists within you. You can tap into the reservoir where it exists, deep within your soul. It's time to get to know that side of yourself. Dip your cup into the cool, refreshing waters of divine wisdom. The well is bottomless. Take what you need and leave the rest for another day. Come and dance with us. Express your lightness of being and the irrepressible joy of a divine soul. Dance, shout, break yourself out of the mundaneness of daily life. Do not settle for less than your heart desires. Keep advocating on your own behalf. Your soul thirsts for a more expansive life experience. Don't hold back. Go for all the gusto that springs up from within, your inner wellspring. Allow that gusto to flow and carry you forth into new adventures and to meeting new people. For all souls are your brothers and sisters. Some you simply have not yet met. You are all children of the divine, perfect and beloved. Now I hear the song from Godspell, Thank the Lord, oh, thank the Lord. And then the prayer starts. Thank you, Almighty Creator, for all that you have given us. Thank you for this magical creation filled with yet undiscovered joy and delight. Yes, more. We want more and are willing to step up in faith and trust, knowing you only want the very best for all your children. Thank you doesn't seem enough, but it's what we have to offer. Thank you. Up we go into the wild blue yonder. Thank you for this wild cosmic ride. Thank you for all the tomorrows we have yet to experience. And then the being who was communicating with me said, sayonara, Toodles, it's been fun. And that was the end of the message. So there you have it. Let me know if you have questions about that, comments, whatever, and I'm going to get back over to chat and see what's going on there. Hey, Amanda, Linda, Rachel. Awesome. So glad to see you all here. You saw 333 today too, Debbie. Yeah, there's something about 333, and we just had Easter, so of course 333, right? It's so perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go to the top. Allison, you have a question about portals on your property. The security cameras are picking up activity that includes orbs of different sizes, flying creatures, and tubes of light. What are they doing and what is their purpose? Okay, what a cool question. So for Allison, what can you tell us about these orbs and these creatures of light that are showing up? What are they doing on her property? What is their purpose? First of all, they're to get your attention, Allison. They're helping you to focus. It's also about exciting your imagination and your interest, drawing you in so that you will connect on a deeper level with your team. So it's about all of that. What else? Anything else that's important for Allison to know about these orbs? Have fun with them. You can dance with them, laugh, and sing with them if you want. You might think of them like little fairies. Just go out and interact with them because that for you is opening a new door of your soul journey expansion. I'm not quite sure what experiences you might have, but it feels like they're going to be pretty amazing. So it's inviting you to a different level of interaction. That's what it's all about. So is there anything else that Allison needs to know about those orbs? Oh, this is so cool. I'm seeing this orb come floating up to you, and you are stroking it, and it feels soft and kind of furry like a pet. If you remember in the old original Star Trek, they had the trouble with tribbles. They had these little fuzzy ball things that just multiplied like rabbits and they were all over and they kind of cooed a little bit when they were stroked. So it looks a little bit like that. And that's of course metaphorical because I don't think they're actually going to appear to you in that format. But if you could feel that energy from them and interact with them, they're telling me you're going to be able to communicate with them, Allison. So open the door, let them know you want to communicate, invite them in, and just have a really great time. But then please come back and share with us about the magic that you've discovered. We all want to hear about that. Okay. Elena, you have a list of topics. First is about the lights over Oregon, Arizona on March 23rd. And what is special metaphysically about the upcoming total solar eclipse? So the lights over Oregon and Arizona, what can you tell us about those strange lights that were photographed? They're more than God winks. I'm hearing God winks, but it's definitely more than that. Yeah, it's friends. It's friends from other places reaching out to say hello, to make a connection. And they're doing it in that format because it's kind of has a friendly energy to it. It doesn't feel threatening. Um, so what else? Yeah, there are other beings out there that are really ready to step up and have communication with us. So as soon as we get our act together and we don't pose a threat to them, we will get more connection with them. Meanwhile, they're telling me that there are some people who will be able to connect with them sooner. So if you want to connect with them, just call out to them and invite them to have a conversation, see what they want to share with you, because they have wisdom to share. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. They've got a lot of wisdom to share, and they have this very warm energy that's like a generosity of spirit. That's what I'm picking up from them. So yeah, wherever you feel led to, connect with them, see what they want to share with you. And in the beginning you might not get a whole lot from them, but if you continue interacting with them when you're aware or wanting to connect with them, then it will expand. So just give that a try and see what you get from it. I expect you'll get a lot. And they're saying you can name them if you want to. That's cool. So they're being very friendly, very open. It's like they're rolling out the red carpet. What more can we do to get you to come into contact with us? It's kind of that message. Now, what about the solar eclipse, the total eclipse that's coming up? Is there anything significant that we need to know about that? It's exciting, it's different. So, just from that perspective, it's significant. But what else? There must be something else that you can share with us about it. Yeah, oh, this is really cool. I got this visual. As the eclipse is ongoing, it's like sprinkling of, it's not fairy dust, but it kind of looks like fairy dust. So as the moon is moving over the sun, or is it the other way around? I don't know which one this is, but whichever one is eclipsing, as it's moving, the sprinkles are happening over the people in the path. So that's about opening people up to a greater awareness of what is out there. Another invitation, more invitation, right? What are we getting here? We're getting a lot of opportunity to connect with higher intelligence, beings, energies who want to share more with us. So what else about the eclipse? Is there anything else significant that we need to know about it? Yeah, they're saying you can call out to it, you can welcome it, you can celebrate it. It feels consequential though. So what's consequential about it? Now I'm here in the age of Aquarius. So you're saying that this eclipse is ushering in the age of Aquarius? Okay. But it's not just ushering it in. It's like another level of it because parts of it have already started and there's still more to come. So yeah, it's like, oh, this is funny. I get a picture of them, that intelligence, stroking us on the head like we're their pets. And I guess in some ways, on the intelligence level, the contrast, we might be in that level for them. So, yeah, getting this message, my bit rate is too high. I don't know what I can do about that now, but okay, I guess it's good. It's high rather than low. Um, so yeah, it's a real desire for connection from more beings out there. So back to the sprinkling of the dust. Those who want to partake of the messages, the energy being shared by this eclipse can state that they want to participate, and they will. Those who don't or who are not awakened enough to even think about asking, they'll just miss out on it. But you can partake as much as you want, even if you're not in the path. So you can do a little meditation, call out to the eclipse, welcome it, follow it however you can, whether it's live or online, and then try a little communication, see what you get from it. Ask the eclipse what message it has to share with you. And then please come back and tell us about it, because there's a lot of wisdom being sprinkled on all of us right now as we're in the middle of this really rapid upsurge in frequency. So it's wherever it's coming from that you feel led to connect with, do that. Of course, make sure you're protected just to be sure that it's, a positive thing. But there's nothing negative I'm feeling about this eclipse. But just in general, when you're connecting with those things out there, just be sure that you open your records or call on your angels to put a protection on you while you're doing that communication. But yeah, reach out more wherever you feel led to these beings to get more information, because it's almost like we're in graduate school with these intelligent beings. We're ready to take the next level up. But only those who are at that level already are going to be connecting with them. So if you're here asking about it, that's you. So what would you like to do with it? Invite them to share with you and gather more wisdom. Let me know if that makes sense, you guys. Adela, you want to ask about a dream you had of crossing spirits over that felt real. Were you really crossing spirits over? A lot of people who feel that are, but I will ask specifically. So Adela, when she's dreaming of crossing spirits over, is that really happening or is that imaginary? No, it's really happening. It's really happening. And they're saying you don't have to wait until you're asleep to do it. If you feel led to do it, you have a desire to do it, then you can. But in this case, definitely protect yourself, because you don't know what kind of source those spirits are working with. So just be sure that you take care of you and it'll be fine. There are some people who just feel led to do that kind of work. Some of them have a soul specialty that qualifies them uniquely to work with birth, crossing over, and death. You might have one of those specialties that I don't know without looking in your records. But if you do, then all the more reason for, if you feel led to do it, do it. But just protect yourself, and that'll be great. Hey, Tammy from Wainwright, Alberta, Canada. Always happy to see you. Hi, Letty. I hope you liked the message. Felicity, during the times that Metatron previously incarnated, did he give up his work in the spiritual realm, or was he doing both together, splitting into multiple parts? I don't have to channel this one because I've asked the question myself previously. The way he explained it to me, he said to me, what, I don't know what the word is to describe the attitude, but it's like, I'm perfectly capable of multitasking. I am an excellent multitasker. So he's always on the other side. He can't abdicate his responsibilities as the overseer of the Akashic Records, but part of his energy is able to come here and incarnate. So in two places at once. And in fact, one of the messages I got recently was about being able to be in two places at once, being able to be here in your body, as well as to the soul aspect of yourself, venture out, connect with higher intelligence, go on journeys. So we can do that too. It's just Metatron's an expert at it. So he can do it fluidly, where for us, it would probably take a little bit of practice. So let me know if that makes sense and fully answers your question. For anybody, if I don't fully answer your question, please come back and ask a follow-up so that we can be sure we get to you. Leo wants to know, how did humans come into existence on Earth and what's the real story? Okay, so what can you tell us about humans coming into existence on Earth? Have they been here since the beginning of the planet's history? No. No. Okay. So they came later. So there were these primitive beings that we would probably recognize as like Paleolithic man, caveman. They didn't have emotional connections. They were all instinct. It was survival. They were here. They bred and populated. They hunted. They ate. They slept. That was pretty much all they did. They were very low level consciousness. And then what happened is that these beings from other planets came here and started mining. You've probably heard some of these stories from the Anunnaki And I think they were the Anunnaki, but I haven't gotten confirmation. Well, let's just ask that now. So the blueprinter souls who came here, were they also Anunnaki? Yeah, I've been feeling that for a while. So we've been calling them blueprinters. That was the name that I had for them in my vernacular. So the blueprinters came here from a faraway planet. And one of the things that they were interested in doing was taking these primitive beings and helping to evolve their consciousness. They wanted to help them connect on a different level. So in the beginning, on the Anunnaki side of things, they were using them to help them mine the planet, to do whatever they wanted to do. But then part of the experimentation that evolved from that was they started using the alien blueprinter DNA so that we were no longer just that pure Paleolithic being. We were now being spliced. Our DNA was being changed and joined with these higher beings. So slowly over time, the consciousness of the people here evolved. And it's taken a really long time. It's millennia. So now we're at a place where the blueprinters are here in very large numbers because we're having this evolutionary upgrade. So whenever humanity is ready for a new upgrade, they come in large numbers to facilitate, except this time, instead of coming as visitors to the planet, they incarnate. So they're in a human body and they're working with the evolution from the inside out, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of them here right now helping us to move our frequency up higher and to help Gaia with her evolution. So a little jumbled, but I hope that makes sense. And again, let me know if you have more questions about it. So Leo, let me know if that makes sense. Um, okay, sorry, I jumped here. Just trying to figure out where I was. This thing always jumps just when I'm ready to read something. Oh, we're going to take that away. That's not going to be true anymore. Go away. Tammy, the significance of the April 8th eclipse. I think I just answered that, Tammy, a little bit ago. So let me know if what I shared answered your question or if you have more questions about it, but I'm not sure what else to say about it right now. Hey, Rachel, so good to see you. Amanda has a tricky question. We hear about our human experiences expanding our soul, but if time is an illusion and the soul exists where there is no time, how can it expand? Doesn't expansion imply time? What a great question, Amanda, sorry. So let me see how I can word that. Okay, so what they're saying is, Amanda, time does exist here on the earth plane because we live in a now fourth dimensional awareness where time is linear. But our soul aspect, which is, in the fifth dimension, that has no time. It's timeless. So we're getting a little bit of both at the same time. I don't know where that goes with your question. So here we are. And what happens is that when we're in a pure spirit, we don't have the opportunity for the expansion that we do when we're in a body. Sure, we go to soul school, we do our studies, we learn new things, but it's not the same level of expansion that we get here in a body. It's a whole different level of challenge. So that's why the souls keep coming back over and over, even though a lot of them say, I'm never doing this again. Almost all of them come back again because this is the opportunity to raise your frequency faster than you could ever do it on the other side. And maybe, is it because there's not the linear time that it's faster here? Well, that's really interesting. So yeah. So it's almost like you're in a pit of nothingness as the soul energy. So there's nothing to contrast your growth against. So if you are growing, you probably aren't really aware of it. That's fascinating. Never heard that before. Thank you, Amanda. So being here, we have something to measure it against in the third dimension, now the fourth dimension. So that's what it's all about for us. And it is a different experience. I don't even know that you can really categorize it But yes, expansion does imply time, and that is here on the Earth plane, probably on other planets too, but most definitely we're experiencing that here. So let me know if that makes sense. Oh, cool. Felicity wants to know, what is the highest level of consciousness possible in human form? Okay, so part one of your question. What is the highest level of consciousness that we are capable of achieving now in our human form? So it six dimensional. Is that for all of humanity who are here on Earth now? Six dimensional is the highest? Yeah, okay. So some souls have moved out of fifth dimensional consciousness where most of us have been since birth. Fifth dimensional consciousness just means that you know you're a soul and you're working on awakening and rising up. And then sixth dimensional consciousness takes you outside of that realm into higher possibilities beyond just you. It's more of the cosmos, the giant cosmos picture and your place in it. Things that you can do, like in the opening message, taking us beyond everything we have known that we were capable of doing. There's more there for us to find. So that's hard to quantify because we haven't done it yet, or we're just starting to do it. So you're asking what level I'm currently at. I'm in the low sixes now, and that's only been, I don't know, maybe in the last 18 months or so. So most people who come to me for readings show up in the mid to high fives. Some of them are already in the sixes. I don't think I've met anybody yet who's higher than 6.3. So it goes up by tenths. And as far as what's coming for seven, we don't need to worry about that now because that's a long way off. It took us many, many eons to get to this point. So that's not even something to put our time and energy into. But yeah, six is opening up all kinds of doors. And I am going to, the message I delivered at the beginning, I'm going to write that out and publish it as well so that you'll be able to read it. Because I know sometimes when I do a video of these messages, it's hard to get the full magnitude of the message. At least for me, I find it's easier to absorb it if I also read it. So I'll be publishing that also in the written form, and you'll be able to go review it because in that message, it did talk specifically about moving into those higher levels. I don't think it was expressed that way, but what it was talking about was going deeper into that inner wellspring, tapping into the depths of our soul that we haven't yet connected with. The more that we can do, understand, and be that we haven't even thought of. So it's all there for us to tap into and mine. And the teams are inviting us now to go on that journey with them. They will help us. So ask and ask and ask. They'll keep giving you bite-sized pieces as you're ready. And then you'll get greater awakening, which will in turn lead you to asking deeper questions. So it's this whole process that we're going through. For some reason, I'm getting this visual of making bread dough. What is that about? Bread dough? How does bread dough connect to our soul expansion? What, you're sprinkling yeast on us? Is that a joke? Okay, I think they're just being silly. If anything else comes of that, I will let you know because that's a really weird analogy to make. But like bread dough, we're rising. Okay. Rachel, you have been having the longest dreams with conversations that you remember in detail. Is it a preparation for something new by your team? Yeah, absolutely, but I will ask about it. So these dreams that Rachel is having, it's more like lucid dreams is what it feels like, Rachel. You're like hovering between consciousness and dream world, which is the valley of lucid dreaming, right? So it's feeling like that's going to eventually shift so that you will get it while you're waking, which means that you will be channeling at a different level very soon. And you're just working up to it in your sleep. You're practicing while you sleep. So can you give us more depth on that? Why is this happening for Rachel now? It's time you're being called, especially as things are shifting in the Middle East, Rachel. You are feeling a need and a desire to step up to a higher level of service. And I think that might be what you've been feeling that little malaise about, because you're wanting to do more, but you're not quite sure how to do it. And what they want you to get is you are already stepping into doing it. It's just, it happens slowly. You can't leap into it. You've got to take it step by step. So, as much as possible, let go of those feelings that you're not doing enough, because you really are, and you will be doing more. You are a leader for your people and for others, because you carry getting, like, they're saying a germ, but not a germ in the context of science. It's like the germ of an idea, the seed within you. You carry that within you, and it's starting to germinate, to blossom, to expand, but there's further that it's going to go. You're just getting started. So way more coming for you. And don't stress about it. Go with the flow, be in a state of gratitude about it, and definitely write it down, because you don't want to miss the details. There's so much more coming for you. So you can just expect that one day, those detailed conversations that are only happening in your dreams, you're going to get them in a waking state. That's what you're leveling up to. So let me know if that helps. Oh, Linda, you had the wrong emoji. That's okay. There's nothing wrong here. Almesia, I hope that's correct. I'm not doing personal questions tonight, Almesia. I'm only doing metaphysical questions. So please, ask me something metaphysical, or find a way to tie metaphysical into what you're asking me, and then it'll be legal. But we're not doing the personal stuff on the metaphysical chat anymore. Callista, hey, you have an excessive amount of static electricity. You shock yourself and others consistently at work, but nowhere else? Is it a sign of something? Do you need to do energy work to clear it? That is really freaky. Okay. So what can you tell Callista about this static at work? What is going on? Why is it only at work and nowhere else? There's something in the environment? No, not in the environment. Oh, they're saying it's protection, Callista. Wow. What does she need protection from? There are energies there, Callista, that are not harmonious with you. So what I'm getting is this visual of you're wearing like this, like a porcupine skin. It's like an armor that's got these pointy things sticking out. And the closest thing I can think of is a porcupine skin, if that makes sense. Okay. So this is a protection for her at work. So it's a positive thing then. Okay, but is there something that she can do to stop it from being so uncomfortable? Because she doesn't want to shock herself or other people. More grounding. More grounding for you. So like wearing a bracelet or something, is that what you're saying? That would be good. Hmm. Anything she can do from an energetic perspective to lessen or get rid of the shocks? Because she doesn't need the shocks to have the protection. That's just excess. Okay, so Callista, you were aware of it because you were getting the shocks. Had you not gotten the shocks, you wouldn't know about it, to ask about it, to learn about it, to use it purposefully. So this is like this really wonderful tool that you have that you can turn up the energy on when you need to. So being a sensitive person, when you're in situations, so you don't need the, what do we call it? The zip up. You've got your own. You and your angels have manufactured this amazing protection for you. So now that you know it's there, use it consciously and purposefully. You can also ask your angels to help you modulate it. Find that right frequency, I guess it would be, so that it's working, but it's not zapping you or anybody else, because it doesn't need to actually zap them to do the job. They will feel it. And I'm getting the visual of, like, when you find that modulation point, they will feel like the hair on their body rise when you get close to them. It's like this magnetic thing that happens when they get close to you, but you won't have any negative impact from it. So I hope that makes sense. And let me know if you need more about that. That is really interesting. Allison, Soul contracts. Your mother passed tragically when you were in your 20s. You're wondering if that was part of her soul contract with you and if you had a previous life together. Okay, so for Allison, was there a previous life with her mother? Yes, there was. Did they have a soul contract to be mother and daughter in this lifetime? Yes, you did. Okay. And was it also part of a soul contract that she would leave early so that Allison would be on her own? Yeah. Yeah, but they're saying that was the time that her soul chose to go. It's not specifically about you that she was leaving to leave you an orphan. It's that was the time that her soul chose to move on. And the two of you agreed on that. So you knew before you incarnated as her daughter that you would have her for a short time. So are you saying that was about them deepening their relationship sooner? Yeah, it was an opportunity for you to really like turn up the energy on your relationship so that you could get more sooner because it was going to be short. But she's not gone. You know that. She's just on the other side of the veil and you can still connect with her. So I hope that you are availing yourself of that. If you're not, you don't know how to, and you need help, then go to akashaunleashed.com, meditations, get the Connecting with Guides meditation. And instead of calling forth a guide, call forth your mother or any other departed loved ones. I mean, you can call forth guides too, but it's a quick way to guide you into connecting with someone in the fifth dimension. So let me know if that answers your question. Still says the stream is good. Awesome. Okay. C'est la vie. Hi. Great to see you. You had a vivid dream that you weren't loved. You woke up sad and crying, and the sadness was real. Did you have many past lives with your mother, and is she jealous of you? Does she hurt you, and why? Okay. So, c'est la vie. Does she have past lives with her mother in this lifetime? Yes, you do. More than one? Just one, c'est la vie. One before this one, you're saying. So this would be the second lifetime together. Okay. All right. And is there some karma that's being worked out there that's causing mom to be cruel? Yeah. Okay. So here's what's coming through, c'est la vie. The two of you do have some old karma, and you intended to come together as mother-daughter so that you could work out that old karma, resolving it in a positive way. Then you could move on and not be stuck in those old patterns. You're working on it. Mom chose not to, and sometimes that happens. So what you need to understand is that you can still work through the karma. You can, as much as possible, forgive her, release, cut cords, wish her well. Get out of that karma. You've satisfied your side of it. Now, if mom chooses not to clear her side, that's her business. She'll deal with it, but you don't have to be involved in it again. And you can ask your angels to help you to cut those cords so that you won't have any future karma with her. All of that's possible for you. So, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And I just realized, Allison, you asked me to explain soul contracts, and I didn't do that. So let's back around to that. So, soul contracts, when you're in the fifth dimension, you are doing your pre-birth planning. You look back at your past lives, you look at the karma that you've accumulated, you make a decision about who you want to incarnate with next time and what karma you want to resolve. That's all in there. Now, it used to be that there were a lot of soul contracts to take care of all these things. We are now moving into a more evolved awareness where we don't really need soul contracts anymore. So we're getting rid of soul contracts. You choose who you interact with and what you do. So you still lay all that out in your pre-birth planning, but not necessarily in a soul contract, because soul contracts create an energetic connection between you and the other person that's got to be resolved. So it takes a little more understanding, thought, and energy to deal with a soul contract than it does just to adjust your pre-birth plan. Oh, well, you know what? I had the opportunity to do this stuff with mom, but my path changed, and so I'm going to let that go to another lifetime. That doesn't require any rewriting of contracts or releasing or anything. Hope that makes sense. It's just a different energetic connection. So it's leaving us in our hopefully in our future incarnations with fewer of these cords attached to us from the very beginning. Because, yeah, we have these things that we're hoping to accomplish. We either do or we don't, but it doesn't have the same negative energetic impact on us. So let me know if that makes sense, or if there's something deeper that you want to know about soul contracts. Adela, you are so welcome. Hey, sister of six, great to see you. Allison, you're learning so much. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, this was my intention all along for this particular gathering. And you guys, we can go as deep as you want to go because the angels are available. All we have to do is ask. Amanda, you'll think about it. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and come back with more questions if you've got more. Twin mom, hi. You're finally able to be here live. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, sure. We have plenty of time yet to ask a question, so ask away. Hang on, we just jumped. There we are. Allison, bread dough, we rise and expand. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you. I was kind of getting a glimmer, but it wasn't really coming through fully. So thank you for clarifying. That helps. Thank you, Debbie, for being the wrench. I appreciate that. And another Debbie, love and light. Thank you. Back to you. Amanda, can you ask more than one metaphysical question because you're drawn to journey work? Yeah, because I don't think we have that many people here, and we're going to be here until approximately 8:30. If you run out of questions, I can stop sooner, but I can go until 8:30 as long as the questions keep coming. If we had tons of people here, then I would say let's limit to one per person and till I get through everybody, and then I'll come back around. But that's just not the case right now. We got plenty of room. So, yeah, absolutely. So, what can Metatron tell us about shamanic journey work? So, Metatron, Amanda would like to know what you can share about shamanic journey work. He says it's a heck of a lot of fun, highly recommended. So if you want to do it, do it. Are you saying she could just do this on her own? Does she need help? You can do it on your own, but he's qualifying that by saying that if you want to go deeper and it's not happening, then by all means go get help because there are experts out there who know how to do this and they can get you results faster so that then you can journey on your own. But if you've done it already and it's working for you, keep going. In fact, that really ties in again beautifully with that opening message, talking about that deeper wellspring, mining your soul for what's there that you haven't tapped into yet. So for all of us, anything that we can dream up that we desire to do, it's that magical alchemy we're being called to engage in right now. So do that. Get your angels and anybody else on your team that you want to help you and just start experimenting. See where it goes. If you need help, you get help. But yeah, it's totally available for you and everybody else. More information is better. Oh, cool question. Leo would like to know how are souls made? Okay, so Metatron, you want to take that one? So, can you tell us how are souls made? So, souls are made of the energy of Creator. So, if you think of Creator like this big ball of swirling energy, massive, massive energy, when Creator gets ready to make a soul, it's like plucking a chunk of energy off and then assigning the gift, the planet, the tribe, and the specialty, as well as the gender, to that bit of energy. And then it's put out there as a soul to have its first incarnation. So the first incarnation would be at the planet that's the soul tribe was assigned. And that's how it's done. I used to see it, and this was just a metaphorical thing, but like in this show Deep Space Nine. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they had these shapeshifter characters out in space that were intermingling with the humans that were out in space on this space station. And when this shapeshifter returned to its tribe, its people, we saw them as this like a big lake of energy. So they would like walk into it in whatever form they were in, and they would just kind of melt into it. So now they were all again together, all of their energy joined, that oneness of their people. And when they wanted to come out and interact, they would just kind of walk out and they would take whatever form they wanted. And they literally could be anything they wanted to do. They had a little bit of trouble making the human features, so they looked a little odd, but they were really cool individuals and very wise. So I used to see Creator looking like Merlin the Wizard in a big dark robe with a soup ladle, standing at that pool of water, taking a ladle full of gift, a ladle full of tribe, a ladle full of specialty, and then the gender, forming them all together, sending that soul out to be incarnated. And it might be something like that. That's how they showed it to me in the beginning. But contrast that with what Metatron just said. So it's somewhere along that line, but we are all a part of source energy, divine creator. So we're all connected in that way. And even though we're here having our singularity experience, we are all really part of the one. There is no separation. That's an illusion that we experience here on the planet. And we're working towards letting that illusion go, understanding that we all are energetically connected. We all are brothers and sisters as souls because we're one. So I hope that makes sense, Leo. Rachel says, thanks, it helps. And you are writing the detailed conversation. That is awesome. And you do feel it's preparatory. Yeah, absolutely. Big shifts coming for you, Rachel. So just stay in the flow as much as possible and enjoy yourself because it's a wild ride that you're on. Twin mom, can there be a portal on a front porch connected with the doorbell camera? Every day when the camera goes off, you watch the video, you hear voices talking. Different voices, words, and chants. Wow, that is freaky. Okay. So, twin mom, can you tell us, is there indeed a portal on her front porch? Okay. And it's connected somehow with the door. Well, the doorbell's just recording the action that's going on. That's what it is. Okay. So, somehow is the energy of the doorbell triggering the portal? No. Okay. So, is there a purpose to that portal being there on the porch? Was it there before twin mom bought the house? Yeah, it's been there a long time, twin mom. Has it been active the whole time she had the house? I'm getting it's been active, but you wouldn't have necessarily been aware of it for some time. That's now as you are awakening that you are feeling more of those things seen, and it's starting to engage with you to show you more. So is there something that she needs to do or would be wise to do to connect with the portal? Is it safe? Yeah, it's safe. Okay. So is the portal trying to share information with her? Okay. Is it safe for her in meditation to travel into the portal? Ah, okay. That's where we're going with this, twin mom. So in meditation, do your protection and then ask your angels to go with you, to escort you into the portal so that you can meet the individuals that are on the other side of that portal that are talking to you to get your message. Just try that for a while, see how that works out for you. If you get any hinky feelings at all, then don't do it. But as long as you feel safe, protected, and it's a positive experience, delve into it, see where it goes. All kinds of wild things are happening right now as we're going through this expansion. So for whatever reason, there are beings on the other side that want to connect with you. So exciting days. Let us know how that goes. Debbie J, saying to Callista, it comes in handy when you're in a crowded place. You have the same problem and you can't wear watches. That is so freaky. So in case you guys missed it, Debbie is saying that she has the same thing that Callista does, and that is this static energy that comes off of her, and she's zapping people, even though she's not trying to, it's just happening. And the vision I got for Callista was that it was like she was wearing a porcupine suit So she was, giving out this energy charge that keeps people at bay because she's a sensitive empath. So it helps her to have that space between them. So that is wild. I wonder how many more people are going to show up who also resonate with that story, because this is something I haven't heard before. It is really freaky. And so I'm guessing what you're saying, Debbie J, is that static energy is zapping your watches. So here's a cool experiment you could try. Ask your angels to help you modulate that frequency, that energy, so that you can safely wear a watch and play with it. See what happens. Because you are a sovereign soul. You are in charge. You get to decide. So if you want to wear a watch, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to. So play with that and let us know how it goes. Oh, Allison, you're saying that you were close to your mom, and because she was in pain, she took her own life, but she has connected with you. You're clairaudient. Oh, I'm so glad to see that, Allison. Yeah. So keep doing that. And also, just in case you don't know this, there's no judgment on the other side about suicide. That is the soul's choice. Now, we're not encouraging anybody to do that, but having done it, there is no judgment. It's just, they shortened the life that they were planning to have. But also, I've been told over and over that unless the soul was ready to go, even attempting wouldn't work. So it meant that at the time they chose, if they were successful, that it was one of the exit points that they had chosen. So I guess maybe that has something to do with why there's no judgment, because it's not like, they're changing all the rules or something. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for sharing that. Tammy, how can we give others healing energy? Do we just send the intention? Yeah. You know, I grew up in the Judeo-Christian kind of belief system, and I always wondered, when people ask for prayers and people send prayers, are they going to their prayer closet, getting on their knees and spending some period of time sending all these prayers? And then as I started doing this work, the angels explained to me that no, it's the intention. It's all about intention. So if I wanted to send healing energy to you, Tammy, I could just say, my intention is to send healing energy to Tammy. Angels, would you assist? Or anything like that. Hey, angels, help me send some healing energy to Tammy. Done. It takes no more than that, which was just a phenomenal, um, liberating understanding to have, because I always felt guilty. Like if I said I was going to pray for somebody and I didn't spend a significant amount of time, then I was letting them down or I wasn't keeping my word. And the angels were like, no, nothing like that. It's fast, like energy. You intend it, you send it, and it's done. And then PS, you don't have to keep asking for the same thing over and over, because when you do that, you are asserting that you don't believe that it was done. So when you ask, it is done every time. If you want to ask about it after that, instead, thank the angels for doing that for you. So the first time you ask them to send the energy, and then after that, if the person still is in the middle of it, then you would just say, thank you, angels, for sending the healing to Tammy. So I hope that makes sense. And you can give it in any format you want, whatever you can imagine. You can send a lightning bolt of energy, in a positive format, right? To fill them up and cause their body to come alive with the lightning bolt. Whatever you can dream up is perfect. And know that when that inspired idea comes to you, it's your soul and your angels collaborating to come up with that. You just didn't make that up. So whatever it is, send it. When the intentions are positive, it will be positive. And Debbie, you say you also have vivid dreams with your mom and it ends with tears. Yeah. Bittersweet. Hey, Beth, glad you could be here. Elena, can the guides explain the energy of apathy and dissonance, how it affects the soul, and the best way for light workers to get through them? Great question. So, angels, the energy of apathy and dissonance. What can you tell us about that? They're saying the energy of apathy, think of it like you're a candle and you have burnt down to the point where the wick is still there, but the wick is just sitting in a pool of melted wax. And so the flame is not very strong. It's fading. That's like apathy. You faded to that place where you're not fully energized. You're out of resources, and you probably are feeling depleted. But they're saying that is an illusion. You can stay in that energy if you choose to. Why would you? All you've got to do is just light a new candle. You're renewed, you're refreshed, you're ready to go, you've refilled your energy. Of course, that's a metaphorical thing. You could use a meditation like the one on my YouTube channel that is Vital Force Energy Infusion. Use that to fill yourself to overflowing with vital force energy. Use that one anytime you feel depleted. It's really wonderful. It's a divine download. It's there for you to use, and that's the purpose for it, so that you don't have to get there. So use that before you get to the place of being depleted. So that's apathy. Now, dissonance. What do you want to share about dissonance? So dissonance happens when you're going through an energetic up level, a growth spurt, if you will. So here you are, soul is just raring to go, pulling at the bit to move forward. And energetically, soul leaps forward. But soul is connected to the body and the ego. You might think of it like a big rubber band. So soul leaps forward, and this rubber band is now stretched between you. So soul is delving into a higher level frequency. Ego body is holding back here in the old higher level, or the old frequency that you've been at that's comfortable, because ego doesn't want to get out of the comfort zone. Ego wants to be safe and easy until we get to death. So soul's out here doing its thing, saying, come on, join me, let's go have some fun. And soul is putting on the brakes, or ego rather, ego body, putting on the brakes, saying, oh, hold on, we're happy right here, we're comfortable. And so this tug of war is going on. So while the tug of war is going on, that causes dissonance, which you might think of like sparks. So it's shooting off all these sparks, energy sparks, and these sparks cause damage. Maybe your car breaks down, maybe your washer breaks down, maybe you get a flat tire. Life just gets harder. Things start going wrong. So you might have been out here just soaring along, everything is going smooth, you're in the flow, life is beautiful, and then suddenly you notice dissonance shows up and these sparks start going off, which sucks big time. As soon as you notice that happening, realize it's dissonance, see it for what it is, celebrate, because that means you are in the middle of an up level. Now all you've got to do is hang in there long enough until ego body lets off the brakes and goes boing and joins you, and you come back together again. And it will be like that. It will feel like boing, now we're back together as one again. So when you recognize it, you get into the happy energy and you celebrate, you accelerate getting out of the dissonance. So let me know if that makes sense. You want to get out of dissonance as quickly as you can. So recognizing, celebrating shifts your energy and gets you out of it. Beth, how do you best use your intuition? Oh, what a great question. So what can you tell everyone about how they can best tap into their intuition? It's first of all listening and feeling. More feeling. Tap into your solar plexus, your solar plexus here, and feel. Stop thinking with the ego brain. Do more feeling. So it's being present, being mindful, noticing when those repeating numbers show up. Notice when you've gone around the block 5 times, and every time you did, you saw this same person standing there like they were waiting for you or something. It's when something catches your attention in the moment, pay attention. There's something there for you to learn. So that's when you go then and ask your intuition. You feel into it. Ask your angels to help you. What comes? What pops into your head that might be the answer? And in the beginning, when you do that, you'll probably poo-poo it and say, I made that up. That's not true. most of the time, you didn't make it up. It really was the answer you were seeking. So don't dismiss it out of hand. Write it down. Because what'll happen is if you write it down and then you compare notes from one time to another, you might start to see patterns emerging, which will help you to recognize more of the messages. Because your angels are like this in your ear all the time talking to you. You're only getting maybe this much of it. So the more that you ask them to engage with you, the more that you pay attention to those signs, those coincidences, the synchronicities, pay attention, write them down, be mindful, take some kind of action that you feel led to take, then you'll get more. And like the earworms that I've been talking to you guys about for a while, when you hear an earworm, that's your angels trying to communicate a message to you. So for an earworm, a song that keeps playing over and over and over, in case you don't know about earworms, go look up the lyrics. Maybe it's simple as the answer will be in the lyrics. If it's not, then do a little research. Who wrote the song? Who wrote the music? Who wrote the lyrics? Is there a story behind it? If that doesn't resonate, you keep researching until you find the answer. It is there. Once you find the answer, the earworm goes away. That's what it was there for. It was trying to deliver a message. And it just keeps bing, 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 pinging off of you until you get it. So, and if you have one that you just can't get no matter what, then ask a friend. Maybe they can help you figure it out. Or feel it. How does it feel to you? What emotions does that music evoke in you? Is it a memory that it's trying to bring up? It can be any of that stuff. Just feel your way through it, get the answer, and then you'll be able to move on. And when you can't get it, then again, ask a friend, come here and ask us. We'll figure it out together. But yeah, that's what it's all about. So that's a few things about your intuition. Let me know if that answers your question sufficiently or if there's something specific that you want to know about that. Rachel, can I expand what I wrote in the newsletter about Archangel Raziel and that he's the one to help with trance? Because Raziel is the angel who exposes secrets. Yeah, I didn't know anything about. I don't know if it's Raziel or Raziel, but I was feeling Raziel, so that's what I'm going with for now, unless I hear differently. So he's all about alchemy and magic, which is what came up in that message today. How interesting, right? So he's already working with me. So he is about, yeah, secrets and information and so much more that I'm not remembering at the moment, but there's a lot there to be delved into. But going into trance, for me, the purpose of it is to let the ego side go so that the message can come through without any filters or blocks. Because yeah, I've gotten to where I can do it pretty well as a conscious channel, and I'm most of the time I'm happy with what I get. But there are times when I feel blocked. I want more. Like I told you, I want to get the book about Earthtopia written. Metatron's not giving it to me. I've asked over and over, and nothing is coming. And so I finally got, oh, well, Metatron's not the one to dictate it to me. So maybe it's Raziel, or maybe he's going to connect me with somebody, or maybe it's Gabriel, because it was both those angels who flew me up to the sixth dimension. So both of them are opening up the portal for me to get to the sixth dimension to get a higher level of information. So that's my experience about it. So if you feel led to work with Raziel, then yeah, it's about going deeper. And I thought of you immediately when I was reading about Raziel, Rachel, because it just so resonated with the work that you've been doing. So, I don't know if you're conscious that you've been working with him. You probably are because you brought it up. But yeah, dive deeper into that because I think there's a lot of assistance for you there and a deep well that you can drink from to get more wisdom. But it's super exciting. And as I get more, of course, I will share it with you. I don't know that much about it yet. It's very new because this was only on Saturday that I got this information and I'm still processing it a little bit. But yeah, it was pretty wild. So I look forward to more of that. I still haven't gotten to the trance yet. It's going to take some practice to get there, but I believe I have the tools and now the help to actually do that. So I'll be working on it and you will definitely hear about it. Vicky, what is a receiver? You were told you're a receiver in a channeled reading long ago. So Angels, can you tell us for Vicky, what does it mean that she's a receiver? Yeah, so it's a channel. That's what I would have thought too. So it just means that you can channel Vicky, which everybody can. But what it was doing when you got the message was just highlighting it for you that should you desire to channel, to receive information, to get those downloads, you can. So if you haven't already done that, I highly encourage you to try doing that. And the meditation I spoke about a little bit ago, connecting with guides, would be a great way for you to enter meditation, connect with your guides, and start channeling. Also, the book, The Path to Hearing Angels and Guides 21-Day Meditation Challenge, that was from Metatron to help us do exactly that, to connect with our angels, to get the messages. And quite a number of people who are here tonight have done that, and they're actually members of the Facebook group where we support one another in advancing our channeling abilities. So I highly encourage you to check all that out. The book you can find on Amazon. You can find more information about it on my channel here because I've done quite a number of videos about it. But yeah, all those things are available to you, and they're all just tools to pave the way to help you get there faster, because we are in this time of spiritual acceleration. And it's like, hold on to your hat, baby, because we are flying out of here. So any help that we can get to connect faster, sooner, more completely is welcome. And those are all available to you. Letty, what is the connection of your home address? Because it adds up to 8, and the year 2024, which adds up to 8. That came to your mind today as you were mowing the lawn. Yeah, that is a great observation. You know, those number synchronicities, that's angel numbers that they were making you aware that these 8s are present in your life. So 8 is about infinity, right? We are eternal souls. We go on forever. So, is there anything else that you want to tell Letty about the number 8 in her life? It's like a God wink for you right now, Letty, but it's opening doors for you to lean in and get more information. Yeah. Yeah. So there are more angels that are waiting on the other side to work with her. Yeah. Okay. Any specific ones that she needs to call for or that would be wise to call for? You can call Metatron if you haven't already, Letty. Metatron resonates with the number 8 in the Akashic Records. Yeah. Anything else about the 8 that you want to share now? It's a powerful number. I'm seeing it opening up like this box. It's opening up this box, and it just keeps opening and opening and opening because it's eternal. It's that journey of, so the box is the metaphor for us as these awakening souls. So grab onto that 8, flow with it. What does it do? It just keeps going round and round and round, but it's at ever higher levels, right? Going up the scale. Grab onto that, allow those flaps to keep opening. You keep rising up, leaning into the love, the light, the wisdom that they're sharing with you. 8 is about wisdom too. Yeah. So all of that. Let me know if that makes sense. Leo wants to know the difference between human souls and animal souls. Okay, so angels, can you explain to us human souls and animal souls? They are energetically different. They both have consciousness. So animal souls evolved. How do I put this? They evolved to be available for humanity, whether it's consuming them, whether it's companionship, whether it's entertainment. They are there and they all serve different purposes. So we have, and yeah, a big entertainment, because I got the picture of the giraffe right away. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, entertainment. And also, more species were evolved as well because of the circle of life where they're feeding on one another as well. And so you've got the birds and the fishes, and even I'm seeing snails even. It's all interconnected. So once the humans were created, we needed these companion beasts, we needed the food source, and then they all needed to have a way to, subsist. So Creator just designed this amazing schematic where they all work together in that chain of life very purposefully. So if people tell you that you shouldn't eat animals because of their consciousness, it's like, well, okay, but are you eating plants? Because plants have consciousness too. And P.S., Creator gave them to us for that purpose. We needed to have food to eat. That's how our bodies function. And they needed to have food to eat. So if it's okay for them to consume one another, why isn't it okay for us to consume them? And it is. It's just, people decided that they didn't want to, and that's perfectly fine. It's valid if you choose to do that. But it's not true that you're doing it because the animals have consciousness, because if that were true, then you wouldn't eat the plants either. So that's a little off track, but that goes with it. So the difference is that they're at a different level as far as energy and consciousness, although animals do ascend the consciousness level as well, but they're on a different track. So it's like trains going on tracks. The two tracks don't intersect. They're separate. So our souls are not going to incarnate into an animal. There might be a few rare exceptions. I've been told that's not true, but some people believe it. And so if you believe that, that's fine. But I've been told that no, they don't, because it's a different energy. Our human souls were not designed to fit in animal bodies. We would be too much power and energy for those bodies. That's what's coming through. So they're different in that way, separate tracks, but harmonious to work together in collaboration, supporting one another. So hopefully that makes sense for you, Leo. Amanda, a lot of credible channelers have predicted a large-scale ET contact in 2026. Not necessarily for everybody on the planet, but for many. Is the prediction accurate, and any other information? So, I don't know. Angels, what can you tell us? Is it true there's a large-scale influx of ETs coming in 2026 to Earth? Yes, there are. Are they coming before 2026? So they just start in 2026 and they'll continue for some period of time. Yeah, okay. It's like opening doors, opening channels of communication. So once that door opens, oh yeah, they're showing me like the holodeck and the entertainment deck on, on the Star Trek movies, where all of these different creatures from different planets gather together and interact. So it's like Earth will finally be graduating to get accepted into the Galactic Council, the Federation, so that we will be a part of something way larger than just our planet. Okay, and so anything else you can tell us about the ETs? Yeah, they're saying it might get delayed because they're not going to come here until we get over this feudal system, this tribal system where we're killing each other all the time, because they don't want to be a part of that. They are such a higher level of beingness. They're just not in resonance with that. So they're not going to come here while all that's going on. We've got to get past it. So it's when we've graduated to some place in our expansion of Earthtopia that we will then come into alignment so that it will be safe for them to come in larger numbers. Now, they're still around now in smaller numbers. They're keeping an eye on things. They're monitoring the situation. They might intervene here and there. They're not going to let us blow ourselves up. So they're always around watching for that. And that's because if we blew ourselves up, the planet, I mean, that would impact other planets, galaxies. There's a ripple effect. So they're not going to let that happen. But otherwise, they're not interfering. So when you hear all these stories about the lizard people interfering and even, invading people's bodies here, I've been told that's not true. They're not allowed to do that. We are a sovereign planet, so they can't interfere in that respect. Now, the blueprinters are the exception to that because they came and they started the evolution of humanity. So they are intrinsically tied to our evolution, and they will always be here, now incarnating, so doing their work from within. So they're allowed to do that. But the planets on the outside, the beings on the outside, can't interfere in that respect. But one day we will collaborate with them, be friends with them, explore with them, expand our understanding of the greater universe and other galaxies with them. Twin Mom, you want to know if it's good energy? Sometimes the voices sound creepy, and that's the portal on the porch. Oh, and you said thank you for asking if it's safe because you were trying to work on meditating. Yeah, yeah. But I'll just double check for you. So for twin mom, the portal energy, is it safe energy? Yeah, it's safe. So it's wise for her to interact with the voices. Yeah, yeah. You're being drawn to that for a reason. And if it were something that would be harmful for you, I think you would feel that, like, you would, the skin on your arms would, or the hair on your arms would prick up, and on your neck, and you would feel repelled by it. But you are connected with your angels, so they're not going to let that happen to you. You are attracted to it because they have something to share with you. So yeah, it's really exciting. But go slow, one step at a time, no rush. Take your time, leaning on those angels the whole way, and stay in your comfort zone with it, allowing it to unfold. Very exciting. Okay. Hang on, we jumped again. There we go. Allison, what is an angelic soul? Twice lately, you've been asked if you were one. Are you? Your soul is called to help others. You just became a Reiki master. Were you a past healer, animal communicator? And in this life too. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay, let's go through that one at a time. So, what is an angelic soul? This is my understanding. There is an angelic dimension out there, and there are souls on earth who come from that dimension. So, to my way of thinking, those are angels on earth. If you come from an angelic dimension, you're an angel, right? So there are some, they're not many, they're very sparse, but there are some that are from that dimension. So if you were from there, then you would be an angel. So is Allison from the angelic dimension? No, you're not. No. Probably what people are talking about is your energy. Your energy just feels really good to them. So is she one of the sensitive? Yeah, you're one of the sensitive gifts. And so people feel that they're drawn to you. They feel love, they feel non-judgment and acceptance from you because you don't have to even consciously do that. It flows energetically from your soul. But you are human. So being called to help others is part of that gift. That gift is all about helping others, but they also get very depleted because they give and give and give until they're sucked dry. Don't do that. You need healthy boundaries. You also need to learn to receive. It's very hard for those souls to receive because they're so giving, but it's got to be equal. You need to allow yourself to receive so that you don't get depleted, and you do deserve to receive. So start practicing with that. When somebody wants to give you something, if it's something you would enjoy, say yes. It gets easier the more you do it, but say yes because you give them a gift when you say yes. The same way you feel gratified and warm all over when somebody says yes to something you're giving them. So give them the gift of giving to you. That will help you learn to start receiving. Huge lesson for you. You need that. So being a Reiki master is perfectly in alignment with your soul. Healing, sharing love with people, that's all part of who you are. That's how you are wired. You are wired that way. Since the beginning, you will always be wired that way. It's just about becoming more and more of an expert on you. And by the way, this is the kind of stuff that I do in soul introductions. We go in, we find out, what is your gift? What is your tribe? What planet did you come from? What is your specialty? What is your gender? Because your gender could be different from your body. We choose to incarnate as male, female, and androgynous at different times to have a broader experience. So all of that is in a soul introduction. That's where we go into your records and do the research to find out about you. But this is just the energy I'm getting off of you right now. So I hope that that helps you to understand it a little bit better. Now, was she a healer in a past life? Yeah, it's healing is just intrinsically wound with who you are. What about animal communication? Has she done animal communication in past lives? Yeah. And yes, you have it in this life too. It's part of who you are. Never going to go away. You're just going to get better at it. So if you feel led to do it, go do it. Absolutely. Lean into it. Enjoy it. Soak up all that love. Receive it as well as giving it. Debbie, you're hearing the question, is the energy from the earth the same as the energy that comes from the trees? You're also hearing air, wind, water, and fire. But you're not hearing the question. You're feeling the question. Yeah, I understand what you mean. So, angels, the energy that comes from the earth, is it the same energy? No, it's different because Gaia is sovereign. She is a planet. She is her own consciousness, her own soul. Planets have souls. That's her. And then the things that grow. Trees have consciousness. We talked about that a little bit ago, that plants have consciousness. So the tree grows from Gaia and is nourished by Gaia, just as we are nourished by Gaia, but it's a different consciousness, different soul. So they're separate. And the same would go for all of the elements as well. But let's just double check. So air, wind, water, and fire. Air, wind, water, and fire, are they a different consciousness from Gaia and one another? Yeah. Yeah, they are all, it's like they are who they are. They're complementary, but they're not identical. That's what I'm hearing. So there's difference in their energy. Debbie, how safe are portals? You once had a hand come out of one and tried to grab you. You think that prevented you from deep meditation. Ah, okay. So for Debbie, are portals generally safe? It's a mixed bag. Some are safe and some are not, Debbie. So you want to feel your way through it if you're confident in your ability to do that. And if you're not, ask your angels to help you. Ask them to let you know whether it's safe to interact with it. So the portal that she found where the hand tried to grab her, was that a positive portal? No. So the feelings you had were real. Just get away from it. Yeah, absolutely. Is that portal still there? It's still there. So, okay, here's a great question. Is it within Debbie's ability to close that portal? Yes. Ask your angels to help you close it. If you're somewhere near it and it's still bothering you, you can ask that. It can also be moved. If you close it, it'll probably just open somewhere else. But if it's there, it feels negative to you, then you be the sovereign soul. You take the authority and you close it. You command it to be closed and to be gone from your space. You can do that. Yeah, so I can understand how that would leave you feeling a little leery about the meditation. So do the connecting with guides meditation. It's got protections built into it. It takes you into your Akashic records. When you are in your records, you are safe. Love, light, and truth only in the records. Nothing can hurt you there. That's why I do the opening prayer and I teach people, do the opening prayer for your records before you meditate. That way you know that whatever you connect with, whomever you connect with, it's all going to be positive and uplifting. If you simply go into meditation, you don't know where it's coming from. You could be getting dark entities. So always use your records as your buffer, as your protection. That's wise. So that's what I recommend. But do the connecting with guides, and then you will have the protection already built in. Because that came from the angels. They wired it all up for you, so it's ready to go. Allison, you got shocked at work too? You are an empath. It was a negative work environment. Yeah. Sounds a lot like what Callista has. You had to use oven mitts to open your file cabinet so you didn't get shocked. And fingerprint, I think you're saying fingerprint readers don't work on you. Interesting. So I think you were here when I was giving Callista the answer, Debbie. So you can control it. Ask your angels to help you. Dial it back just enough so that you can function. You don't want to go around zapping equipment. You want to be able to function fully where you're at and effectively. So you can modulate that energy. You don't want to get rid of it because it's there for a reason. It is your protection, but it doesn't need to be out to here. You can dial it back a little bit so that you're safe to be around people and not get shocked. And then if you're in a place where you need a little extra, let it go. Let it expand out 3 miles if you need to protect you. You can do that. It's your force field. You control it. So play with it. Experiment. Get used to working with it and it working with you consciously and see where it takes you. That will change your life, having that control, because it affects your confidence It affects everything. So yeah, play with it and have fun. The fun is important. That energy is important. Debbie, you wonder if the trees contain energy from all of the elements. Okay. So do the trees contain the energy of all of the elements? I get a no on that. Of course, they would have wood, that element, but no. Interesting question. Yeah. You love the question and answer about dissonance from Elena. Yeah. We all deal with dissonance from, one time to another. And when we understand it, when we recognize it, and then we take the action to get out of it faster, it's life-changing. Because before this, when we were less conscious, we didn't know about it, we could get dragged into dissonance and stay there for a very long time. And just more sparks go off, life gets worse and worse. And boy, that can really drag you into depression if you don't stop it. So it's really important that we understand these concepts. So share it far and wide. People need to understand that's what's going on. It's not just happenstance, coincidence that these sparks are going off and creating problems for them. So knowledge is power in this case, very much so. Okay, you guys, it's almost 8:30, so no more new questions. I'm just going to finish up. I should have said something sooner, but I was busy. So I'll just finish up what's here. Elena says that Debbie has been busy making a list of questions that they say need to be addressed. Dissonance was an energy that you went through big time. Oh, okay. You're saying you made a list of questions. Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And very timely, wasn't it? It's awesome. Beth, thank you. It answers your question. You were just interested generally. Awesome. Yeah. I'm so glad you could be here tonight. It's awesome to have you here. Debbie says you went through it during March, 2 flat tires on the hay trailer, and then on the weekend. Yeah, that happened when we were doing the Ask Your Guides the third Saturday because you dialed in to let us know that you were dealing with those flat tires. Yeah, that was some massive dissonance. How often do 2 tires go flat at the same time on a trip? That is just freaky. So the good news about that, though, and keep that in mind, is it means you're up leveling. That's the exciting thing, and that's why you celebrate and shift your energy. Some play energy adds to that as well. So, get happy, be playful, and celebrate. Go dance the Mexican hat dance. That's the one, whenever the angels want to indicate, that playful, upbeat energy, they'll play the Mexican hat dance for me. And that's a great energy to envision for that. You are welcome, Vicky. Hey, Laura, glad you could be here. Hi, Mark. You want to know if we have hobbies that we do and if we have them on the other side? Great question. Yeah, I've actually seen this. When a soul crosses over, as they're adapting, they will go and do things that were meaningful to them on this side. Like I followed my uncle who went over there. That's how I first became aware of this. He immediately met up with his old male friends and they went bowling. And I'm like, you're in the heavenlies. Why are you going bowling? How does that have anything to do with, being in spirit? But it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's reconnecting. And you can do that. You can do whatever you want. You do it for as long as you want. You can go do other things if you want. You're still there learning, expanding, going to soul school, but you're also doing those other things. You're free to do that. So yeah, whatever you want. And pick up new hobbies if you want. Pick up new skills. You can do any of that over there. You are free to totally create your world when you are in the fifth dimension. So if you saw the movie with Robin Williams, What Dreams May Come, it's a little bit like that. You dream it, it's there. You're experiencing it. And that includes hobbies. Hey, Letty, it makes sense. Happens more and more to connect things. You're excited and full of expectation. Oh, me too for you. Please keep us posted. And Amanda, it's cool about the ETs. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see how it evolves. Felicity, to follow on from Leo's question, The difference between human and animal souls. Do we make soul contracts with animal souls, companion pets? Yeah, we do. Less and less, though. If you heard the part I was talking about earlier, where soul contracts are an outmoded connection that we don't need anymore. We needed them when we had a lower level of consciousness in order to connect with those people, because they drew us together like magnets. But now at this level of consciousness, we don't need them. So when I do readings, if we find old soul contracts that are no longer serving, we clear them. Don't need them. So we have in the past had soul contracts with pets. Absolutely. But again, don't need them. So there will still be some there that are getting um, worked through, used up, or cleared, whichever works best for us. Journey to Self, you are from Andromeda, which is the angelic realm. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Terry. Oh, I'm not doing personal questions tonight, Terry. I'm only doing metaphysical questions. So if you can get a metaphysical question in there really quick before we end, I'll answer that for you. Oh, Debbie, you moved away from it. Awesome. The portal. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Always do a protection prayer. You guess that's why you were able to avoid the hand. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, always have your angels nearby and grab their hands if something like that happens. But yeah, you can erect a protection bubble. In fact, again, on the YouTube channel, there's protective bubbles from Metatron. I think there's a couple of them. If you go to the playlist of meditations, you'll find a bunch of stuff like that. Or you can just make it up yourself. Totally up to you. Allison, you feel your angels and guides are with your family, helping you to move to a new location with more positive energy and a higher vibration. Is the new place you found that? So the new place, is that the higher vibration that they're seeking? Yeah. You felt that though. Yeah. And see, this is about you building your confidence. You felt it. You just wanted validation. Yeah, Susie, I'm not doing those personal questions. Sorry. Just metaphysical. I will do personal questions, you guys, on Ask Your Guides on the third Saturday. So be sure that you're on my mailing list. If you get a newsletter from me every Sunday, you're on my mailing list. You don't have to sign up again. If you don't get a newsletter from me, an update every Sunday, you're not on my mailing list. So go to debralupien.com or akashaunleashed.com, either one of those places, sign up for the VIP list. Then I can send you the Zoom link so that you can be on Zoom and I can answer your personal questions there. We go deeper because I can see you on Zoom and we can connect at a deeper level. It's harder to do that here in the YouTube chat. Okay, so we got to the end. Mark, you did see the movie. Awesome. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's fabulous. Yeah. When I saw that movie, I was like gobsmacked because wow, that person was channeling that information to get it so accurately. I mean, sure, there are some things that are different, but to get the gist of it, to understand that's how it works over there, that was just so phenomenal. Felicity, you are so welcome. Glad you and Leo could be here. Okay, you guys, we are past 8:30, so unless I see another question pop up here from one of the people that didn't give me one earlier, I'm going to move towards wrapping. So we'll give that a couple more minutes. While I'm waiting for that, I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks to your teams for being here, because that energy, that collective energy makes all of the difference. And one of our friends in the community lost a sibling in the war in Ukraine. So I'm not going to mention the name because they're not ready to have that bombardment, but we did send healing and prayers through the Facebook group. So if you have participated in the 21-day meditation challenge, then you can see that post there and you can add your energy. But just collectively send out love and light to those people who are suffering in Gaza, in Ukraine, now in Haiti. The war is breaking out, and probably several places I've forgotten. And here in the US, because we're teetering on the edge of civil war. We need to put all of our light worker attention effort, intention out there for peace, for love, that we can stop seeing one another as enemies, as different, any of those things, and we can realize that we really are all connected. We're brothers and sisters, and there is no reason to treat one another this way. So what if we have different beliefs? That doesn't mean that we can't love one another and all come together for the greater good. So as much as you feel led to, please send that energy out. You are welcome, Allison. Thank you for the thumbs up note, Debbie. I appreciate that. You are welcome, Tammy. Thanks for being here, Terry. Twin mom, hit the like button. Yeah, thank you. And you are so welcome. Yeah, I'm so glad, you guys, and I'm glad we finally got to have a real metaphysical chat. We will do this again the first Monday in May. So if you think of something, write it down so that when you come, you'll be prepared and we'll have some really great questions. Let's really dive in and see what we can learn together. Because I'm learning with you. I don't know a lot of this stuff. I have to ask. You are welcome, Linda. And Mark, you bought the movie. Yeah, it's a great movie to own. Awesome. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. So let's just do a quick little prayer to close things down. So just close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths. We want to thank you, angels, guides, enlightened beings, masters, Metatron, creator. Thank you for being here. Thank you for inspiring us to come together. Thank you for all those who felt led to show up and all of those who will see the recording and be blessed and helped by it. Thank you for sharing your love, your light, your wisdom. We deeply appreciate it. Thank you for encouraging us to dive deeper into the wellspring of our soul, to bring forth that deeper knowledge that we need now in this turbulent time on earth. And thank you for helping us to bring peace, love, and light to the world. Thank you all for being here. Much love and light to you. Mwah. Bye for now.